And the genuine consistency is thank you for doing what you do and allowing me to see what positivity is like within the community and within the culture.
I've watched this man for years. And this is my first time seeing him in person.
Right,
since I lived in Charlotte for years. So
appreciate it. And so it's like every time someone says stuff like that, that's what makes me realize why I did what I did and why I do what I do.
Thanks. So you and your boyfriend broke up, huh? What happened? Did he cheat or something? Something like that. So who wasn't given enough sex in the situation? Are you gay? No. That's a dumb question. Why is it dumb? Because it's obvious I'm not gay. Not really. What you mean?
Hold up. Frank, am I early?
No, you're right on time. Mitchell was just leaving.
What's going on, world? I am Wesley from Aconnectiontv, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. Is the green light on? Yep. I have with me a guest. Now, I haven't done interviews in a while, but this young brother hit me up and was like, hey, I would like to do an interview with you and discuss some things. And you have a lot to discuss. Can you introduce yourself to my audience?
Hey guys, I'm Cordae Gomes, singer, songwriter, singer, and I guess controversial reality web star. Keeps beating, I don't know what I'm thinking. Get started late, but the day is getting started. First stop, sound equipment. Then I gotta find something to wear real quick. Then I have rehearsal. Then we gotta head over to the venue.
Okay, let's get a little personal. How old are you and where are you from?
I'm old. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I actually have a birthday coming up on Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm not very much into talking about my age though. I don't
That's
mean
fine.
the age. It just makes you feel it's a feeling and not a real purpose.
Okay. Okay, I could dig that. So December zodiac sign is
Sagittarius.
Tell me about a Sag.
I am attached to the T. I'm very controlling, very dominant, very headstrong, very organized, very confident.
Okay.
But also I know how to express my feelings and emotions, and I'm very direct with that.
Okay. We saw a couple times. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And why live in Atlanta?
So I moved here about 3 years ago to pursue singing and songwriting full time. So I kind of took a back burner from like really working too hard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I moved here. So
okay,
it's been a journey.
Okay, to say the least.
The least. It's been a journey. It's been fun. I've learned a lot. I've done a lot. I actually moved here for that, but I feel like that I gained much more than that. I just found my independence as a man, really, to be honest.
Okay.
So I guess we do things for certain reasons, but that's not really what the real plan was.
Okay. Did you go to college? Did you do any schooling out here?
I went to Art Institute of Charlotte before I moved here, and I am back in school again at Art Institute, which is awesome as well.
Dope. So, what made you decide to do reality TV? And what was the selection process behind that?
I call it a social experiment.
Okay.
I'm socially awkward. I feel like I'm socially awkward. I'm a little bit weird. I don't have a lot, I never have like a really big group of friends. I have like always like 1 or 2 friends, and really all of my friends that I have been my friends for at least 7, 8 years.
Okay.
So I'm very, very hard to adapt to or keep around if you're one of those type of people that make too many mistakes or are inconsistent in any kind of ways, because it makes me like, I don't really want to.
Okay.
I don't really want to be around you like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a social experiment. So I wanted to put myself in a situation around people in the industry that I would normally never hang around consistently, that I would never normally be around, just to build that confidence in how to network and hang around people, because I think that's my one like biggest flaw that I have when it comes to the industry and my artistry. Like, I don't know how to walk in a room and like I'll command the room, but then when people talk to me, it's kind of like I'm like a
Okay. Kind of like an introvert kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much.
Do you think that reality shows are healthy for the culture and community, or can they have a negative effect? And where would you place G-Status ATL Hustle?
I think reality shows, I tell the producer all the time, I feel like that specifically with us in a lot of reality shows, I think that they can have a really great impact. I think those scenes that they call the boring scenes that are like about the business and the work side, a lot of commentators will say they're boring or too long, but I've always expressed to production that I think those are the scenes that they need to continue to push to kind of train our demographics mind to appreciate those things, because that's why I got into reality television. That's what made me fall in love with reality TV, like shows like Making the Band, where you actually seen those people work. Like,
right.
You didn't really, you see maybe 5-10% drama,
right.
But everything else, you're hearing Lori Ann Gilson yell at you in the studio, like you're in the studio recording, Puff Daddy's make you perform in front of him. Like, that's why I got into it, and that's what made me fall in love with it. But unfortunately, it's taken this complete opposite turn.
I'm gonna say, when I watched, it was kind of difficult to get through a couple of the episodes because it was filled with a lot of messy drama and like somewhat catty drama.
You were right. It's
so yeah, it is hot. I told you. So it was kind of difficult to get through the episodes, but there were some positive moments, like you said. What was your favorite moment during the show? And even if it's a moment that we did not see.
What's my favorite moment? Like a scene or like that was shot?
Yep.
I think my favorite moment of the show was probably my, that's a hard one. Probably my sit down with Tramel.
Okay.
Because I think that moment kind of identified a lot. I think it identified where I stood with the show. I think it identified like a true friendship.
Okay.
Everything about that was really, really honest. So I think that was probably one of my favorite moments on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reunion comes, and the whole cast is not in attendance. What the hell happened to the rest of the people on the show?
Are we asking the real?
I want to know the real. The audience wants to know, like, what happened. Did they just decide not to come, or were they asked not to come? What?
So a few things. You have Milan didn't come, Zafar didn't come, and True did not come. I had the so basically I've been around when cameras were not rolling. Okay. And I think that at this point, I don't really care about sharing it. But I've been around when cameras were not rolling.
Okay.
And there was a lot of taking advantage of production. There was a lot of taking advantage of thinking that you're a star when we're all at the beginning.
Right.
And there's no one putting out money for this except production.
Okay.
So I think people feel like that you can act however you want to act.
Right.
So when it came to Milan in specific, Milan threw out a lot of verbal threats, a lot of physical threats, and a lot of threats of quitting if he didn't get what he wanted from the show.
Okay.
And that was camera time. When his favoritism on the show, like as far as like the audience, they were really into him at first, and then they kind of started seeing how he was acting, and started acting out. That's when he started noticing the comments started flipping, and as soon as that happened, he immediately called production and started throwing out threats of change my perspective, make me look better, you can't show me in that light, don't make me look weak, or I will quit, I will fight you, and I will fight your boyfriend. So once he left, we all know that he's the mouthpiece for Zafar, because Zafar was really a mute. Like, he really never said anything, and that's true on and off camera. Like, he's not really much of a talker. So if your mouthpiece isn't there to speak for you, then it's kind of like, why am I gonna, like, what do I have to say when I'm there?
Gotcha.
With True, I think with legalities, it's why he completely backed out. I think that he saw, oh shit, people really see like how I'm moving in Atlanta, so let me back out before somebody discovers me or before people start to kind of look into my life. I can't say what he does or what he doesn't do.
Right.
But it's really funny to me that once someone actually starts saying these things, like calling you a stunt queen or saying that you are on drugs and all that, and you sell drugs, once those things start coming forefront, now you kind of want to back out. And if anything, if that's not who you are, you're going to step up and you're going to live in your shit and you're going to say, you know, that's not who I am. So this does not bother me. Not let me back out and then say, oh, this does not bother me, let me do 20 interviews. You know, like at the end of the day, I mean, that's what it is. And then they'll try to go around and say, oh, well, you know, production made me say this and production made me do this. And I honestly think when it comes to some people, I don't think people, you know how you see yourself on camera, you're like, oh my God, that's who I am. That's like, I think, imagine that reaction, but then you're seeing yourself on camera for the first time on drugs and intoxicated at the same time. And I think that's what people really had not seen. That could
definitely be an effect on somebody's personality, somebody's character, when they definitely see themselves in that light.
And it's, I think it's really sad that people don't want to own that part of it and just leave it at that. And they've admitted it on camera, and just like even in interviews, they're like, yeah, you know, yeah, everybody knows I might pop a perk and I have a drink in my hand at all times, but you know, this person made me say this and this person made me say this. It's kind of like, well, did you not ever consider that those things make you high? Like, this is what your life looks like on drugs. It's like the broken egg effect. So I just think it's all like, when people didn't come in the whole let me leave the show thing, it's all a big let me blame everybody else
and not take responsibility.
Of what did I, you know, where did I fall short? Because people are not going to put thousands of dollars in a project to push one person. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all.
Why in the world did you decide to rest your feet on the table throughout the reunion? What was going on with that?
So at first, it was habitual. Like, I love sitting Indian style. Like, I will sit here like this the whole time, and like, that's just me. Like, anybody who knows me knows that I I sit Indian style.
Okay.
Like, that's just me. So when I did it at first, it was in an episode where I was at my home.
Okay.
And we were in an outside courtyard. So I set my feet up on like this outside courtyard table. We're in the outside courtyard. I can promise you, there's been worse things up on that table than my feet. Right? So people start making a big deal out of it. I'm like, y'all will focus on my feet on this table to villainize me. But someone having sex in your public bathroom with your cousin, your child, your nephew, unprotected, does not bother you. Y'all would defend them to the end of the world. But I lack manners.
Okay.
So when we did the reunion, I specifically told production, I was like, I'm going to have my assistant push the table towards me just to get under people's skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you think were the top best dressed on the reunion, in your opinion? And you can include the host if you don't want to name any of the cast.
To be honest, if we're doing top best dressed,
top three.
Top three, I think number one, Caleb.
Okay.
The host. I love a pattern mix. That's like very, very in. It's very trend right now. Then myself, because I actually stuck to like a theme, which was a very retro punk rock, chic rock theme. And then I love Tremel's look.
Okay. Why is there so much hate for Sherrod? And can you and him ever have a civilized conversation and squash the beef?
The hate for Sherrod comes from, there's nothing that irritates me more than a couple of things. One thing is a grown man who does not want to take responsibility for everything and wants to play victim for anything. And so what would happen was, throughout the show, he would say, oh, yeah, I'm not doing porn anymore. Like, this is not what I'm doing. This is not who I am, blah, blah, blah. And he would bring it forefront. Nobody would talk about it except this man. Like, he would bring it forefront. And then in retrospect, when people talk about it, like, well, but bro, you're still doing it. Oh my God, y'all have to just talk about my porn all the time. And it's like, okay, stop playing victim.
Okay.
You brought it up. Like, you're the only one bringing it up. Nobody else really cares because we know you're doing it. Like, it's out there. So why would we sit and waste a season talking about your porn if you were not bringing it up?
Gotcha.
He brought it up like half of the season. He brought it up. It was only brought up one time, which was at that first party, in a big way. You know, and unless there were new cast members introduced, then, you know, they try to bully off of that.
Gotcha.
But no one really brought it up. So I just hate the fact that he does this let me play victim thing and it'll help me kind of push forward, and this is my centerfold to like becoming a star. It's kind of like doing the porn thing. Me, I only have an issue against it because of my principles, just where I come from. And I think that's with anybody. Some people are okay with this, some people are okay with strippers, some people are okay with any type of thing, and it's fine. I love strippers, it's fine. But from where I come from, if I'm working my way into the entertainment industry and I've been doing 10 years of work, and you feel like, oh, let me go fuck and do it on camera, like this is my way in, of course I'm gonna feel some type of like, oh, okay, you know, everybody does. Anybody in the industry feels like that. Like, I feel like a lot of people have said these things. It's just kind of like reality stars coming into acting positions or into modeling positions or singers coming into acting positions or these rap stars. It's kind of like, of course, we're all gonna feel like, wow, like I've worked for this. I may have went to school for this, or I may have, you know, worked 10 years in this game, and you want to sleep with somebody, get all of these hits, and now all of a sudden you feel like you should be a star.
Okay.
So,
okay, I can understand that perspective. Who from the show do you still communicate with, and if so, why?
Just Tremel.
Just Tremel. That's the
Tremel.
That's the it.
Tremel. Me and Tremel's friendship is very, very authentic. It's very legit. I gave everybody the same opportunity I gave Tremel. Everybody wanted to like harvest on this whole DM monster thing, and it's really like I hit everybody up the same way, And if you would have took the time to try to get to know me instead of making it like, oh, Cordae's finally in my DMs, you would have got the same situation that me and Tramel got.
Okay.
We ended up becoming really good friends. We've never discussed sex with each other.
Right.
Like, it's been very platonic. But people take, you know, situations and like try to boost themselves with it. And I'm nobody's come up, so I don't know.
Oh. If you could change any experience or situation from the show, what would it be and why?
Cast.
The whole cast.
Most of them.
Is there a season 2 coming? Are you planning on being a part of it if it comes?
I just have a lot going for my project right now and in my own reality endeavors.
Okay.
So we would just have to see.
So is your passion music or television?
Music.
Period. Okay. When did you develop an interest in music, and does it run in the family?
I think that the moment I knew that I wanted to sing is Sister Act 2. When Ahmad sang "Oh Happy Day."
Yeah. Oh Happy Day. If you are black, you know that scene. If you do not know that scene, you're not black. I said it. You don't know that scene?
No.
No! Get out of here.
I haven't seen a lot of stuff.
He's 15. I think that for me, it's that reaction. I still like get chills.
Yeah.
Not really based off of the vocal. It was more of the vocal breakthrough and then the reaction of the audience. I was like, I've always wanted to make people feel that.
Right.
That energy.
Right.
It brings, it's almost like a teardropper, like just that one tear.
Yeah, it is an experience. If you have not seen that movie,
I can't believe you haven't.
You have to go see that movie. So I want to say congratulations on the listening party.
Thanks.
I wanted to go, but I had a speakeasy with my actors that the same time that his listening party was happening, and I did not want to reschedule the speakeasy. I have another speakeasy tonight right after this. So congratulations. It was super sexy. Like was it a straight studio? Was it a venue space? What was it?
It was a studio. It was like a presidential suite studio. I have to recognize the people who make me great. Bryan. I've known Bryan since year 2012. 2012. He's been working with me since 2012. Everybody loves Naked Truth, and you heard Naked Truth, let me hear you. Yeah. So that one, and It's Cool. All of those songs, anything I've ever recorded has been produced by Bryan. So he just makes this shit possible. Yeah.
Who did you appreciate the most being able to come to the listening? Because you had a nice crowd there.
Oh my gosh, that's everybody.
Okay.
Everybody. There's not one person I appreciated more than the other.
Okay.
Like everybody who came, really, it was amazing. Like it was amazing. How
would you describe your sound of music for the people that are listening and watching this interview and have not necessarily heard your music but has seen you on G-Status Hustle or follow you on Instagram? How would you describe your music? Is it R&B? Is it pop? Rock and roll?
So this project is definitely R&B. This project was like for the fans and for the supporters. They wanted something more mainstream. My last project is very indie, very lyrical and deep.
Okay.
And the biggest request I got was like, oh, I love it. Can we get something that we can listen to every day? Gotcha. And so, without feeling depressed. Right. So that's what this project really was for, and it's very, very R&B. It's very R&B, and I let the crowd decide that at the listening party. I was like, so is it R&B, y'all? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah.
Dope.
We'll go R&B. So it's R&B.
You look so excited talking about your music.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It's exciting.
Who are your favorite male and female artists? Music artists?
Male, influential at the moment, Genuine. I love Genuine. I love Miguel. Gosh, who else is in my Genuine and Miguel and Rye. You probably don't know him, but
Nope.
Rye. He's like the male Sade.
Okay.
But Sade is my number one favorite artist.
Got you. Okay. Dope.
For female.
Dope. Who do you think is the king of R&B? Did you see Jacquees say that he was for this generation?
I've heard about this, but considering I've never heard of Jacquees before it, I don't know about that. But I think the king of R&B for me, like I said, is definitely Genuine.
Okay.
Everything that's R&B to me says Genuine.
Name the tracks that you played at the listening party, and which one was your favorite and why?
So the tracks I played was Blonde Radio. I played South Beach Decisions, Cry Out, and Take You From Me.
Come up with these titles now. You came up with the titles.
I did.
Okay.
So I wrote them all, but they were all kind of like almost like a story kind of thing.
Okay.
And my favorite track is going to be, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do South Beach Decisions, Cry Out, because it's all kind of one. But it's like a song and then like an interlude.
So why is it your favorite?
Because South Beach Decisions is a true story about me taking somebody special to Miami.
Okay.
And us having sex for the first time.
Ah.
So it's kind of like that special moment. Like,
Aww.
we can always say forever that it wasn't like we just met up to fuck in a car.
Okay.
Some people will have you to think. I took him to Miami. And we had an amazing time. And then Cry Out is like the come down after sex, like the cigarette after sex.
Okay.
Or the blunt, rather.
Come on, metaphors. Very interesting. What does music do for you? I mean, is it a release? Do you use your gifts to mac to the guys? Like, what does music do for Cordae?
It's a therapy. It's definitely a therapy.
Okay.
It helps me reveal and release all of the things that I need to get off my chest in a healthy way, because I can be very direct and blunt, as we may know. So it's a healthy way for me to kind of lay it on you.
Lay it on you.
Lay it on you. Mm-hmm. That's the best way.
Hey, all right. Do you like to perform live or do you prefer studio?
So this last studio experience was probably the best studio experience I have ever had.
Okay.
But I love live. I love live. I just wish that, I think future live performances, I'm not gonna do it unless I can do it. Like, if I don't have the finances and all of that to have complete creative control to do what I want to do, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay. How is your support system like around you? Do you have supportive friends, supportive family, mom and dad? They love what you're doing?
So my family is completely supportive.
Okay.
They love the show. They love my music.
G-Status, they love G-Status?
They do. Because their biggest response is, how can people not know you like this? Because it's me every day. But they love exactly what I'm doing right now. It wasn't always like that. It took them a while.
Okay.
But I think that, my mom, she now, is complete opposite to where it used to be. And she's kind of she tells me now, you're going to be a star. I know you're going to make it. All of these things.
Awesome.
So it's a complete turn from where it used to be. And I have somebody also in my life that's a little bit more involved. And then it's just always good to have somebody that's the little whisper in your ear.
Dope.
So.
What was the coming out experience like with your family? Or did you not have an experience? Because some people don't have an experience.
Yeah,
it's just,
I don't have one. I have 4 brothers and sisters, and they never had to come up to mom and be like, hey, Mom,
I'm straight. Hey, so come on with it.
I will never handicap who I am.
I say the same. I have the same experience. Yeah. When do you plan on releasing a full album? And will there be any features on the album from the LGBTQ community?
A full album, I don't know.
Okay.
Only because we're just in a fast-paced industry. So I will release a full album when I hit 50,000 hits.
Okay.
If I hit 50,000 hits on my new EP, I'll give everybody a full album.
Makes sense. Okay.
As far as features, I'm not sure. It's a lot of people out there. So I'm not sure who I want to work with.
So how many songs are you gonna have on the project?
So this project has 4 songs so far.
Okay.
I'm thinking it'll release January, and I might add 2.
Okay.
At the most.
Which artist in the community would you like to work with? We have Bryant, who's a rapper, Lasto, Big Frida, Sid the Kid, Todrick Hall, Kehlani. There are quite a few. If you don't know, there are quite a few LGBTQ artists out there. Which one would you like to, or which couple of them would you like to work with? If you had the ability to.
I would love to work with Kehlani.
Okay.
I would like to write
dope.
for her. I would. And I would love to work with Frank Ocean.
Dope.
I would love to work with Frank.
Okay. Describe your sense of style. Do you wear thrift? Do you sometimes do name brand? Because when I watched the reunion, a lot of individuals every reunion that you watch of a reality show, they always comment on wardrobe. And so on the G-Status Hustle reunion, they were commenting on wardrobe as well. I think Sherrod said he got it from Burlington Coat Factory or some sort of thing. So I'm not a fashion guy at all. I'm a t-shirt and sweats guy, which is what the fuck I have on right now.
So I like super comfortable. I like to just be really, really comfortable. But if I have to get dressed, or if I'm going what I call an artist mode,
okay.
I'm big on like pattern mixing. I love pattern mixing. And then other than that, I'm really extra up here. I'm really like.
Do brand names matter to you?
No.
Okay.
Because I went to school for fashion, I know the reason behind quality.
Okay.
So I get like handmade and how it may fit a slimmer person. I get the difference in like, wovens and I just get different, like I feel it, I know it because I've learned it. So I do prefer like higher quality just because I'm a skinnier person. Like if I was lifting, like I wouldn't care because you can put on H&M and it's gonna look great because you're gonna bust out of it anyway.
Right.
But if you are $140, sometimes 150, whatever the case is, you have to make sure that you're buying stuff that's the right length and sleeves so you don't look skinny, or you have to make sure it's the right fit in the body so you don't look super, super frail.
Right.
Like that's the only reason I'm really into like labels or high price things.
Okay.
So,
how tall are you? I'm
5'11".
Okay. And you've done fashion runway, you've done magazine spreads. Where does your resume extend to?
So I've done spreads for music, and I've done fashion shows performing.
Okay.
But I don't get into modeling. I don't really like to model.
Really?
I have a lazy eye. And I am completely awkward. My posture is very awkward.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. On the reunion, you said you were attracted to feminine guys. Are you currently in a relationship?
I am currently, I'm going to just say, yeah, I'm in a relationship.
And how is that going for you? How is being Cordae, a public socialite type of personality, publicly known guy, how is that being in a relationship?
It's hard. Should I speak about that?
Yeah, sure.
I think that we're taking really, really big necessary. The eye.
Saw that?
Yeah.
DJ, you got it? Yep, he's got it. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate it. That door gonna be knocking. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that being in a relationship in the public eye is definitely hard because you have a lot of people who do not want you to make it. And unfortunately, in a relationship, especially in the gay community, a part of a relationship, it just can't be me and you. You have to have a sense of community. And I think that's the biggest thing that we lack in the LGBT, well, just mostly Black gay people, that we lack, especially here in Atlanta, especially in the Black gay community. And I'm gonna say Atlanta because I haven't lived anywhere else except Charlotte, and Charlotte wasn't that bad. But you have to have a sense of community, because in order to have a union, you have to have somebody to union in front of. Like, it can't just be me and you, and then we just eat, sleep, fuck, and watch TV. Like, we have to be able to go out and feel supported. Even though people may not know us, we have to feel that support. And when you don't have that sense of community, you're gonna eventually just eat away at each other. And I think that's what
interesting concept.
I think that's the big lack. But we work and we go to therapy, and we're working.
Okay,
working on it.
Okay. A lot of people say, well, when I was watching the reunion, they made it seem like, and because I haven't been in the know for a long time. My thing has been YouTube for over a decade. You know, I've been there, done that, all over the place. But as of late, I have not been in the know. So when I was watching G-Status Hustle, it was my first time. I saw the Chasing Atlanta thing, and now I'm in the G-Status Hustle. I'm like, okay. Then when I got to the reunion, I was like, oh shit, this reunion looking, this shit is popping. Okay. And I was telling my baby behind the camera, I'm like, I gotta watch this shit. This shit look good. Okay. And so I was watching. And you know, they were. I heard a lot of referencing at the fact that you are like the Nene Leakes of the show. You have like pull behind. You have power behind the making of the show. How true is that? Are like you're the producer? Like, what's going on? If you want somebody off the show, can they be off the show?
I'm gonna say this. I think that people want to draw that conclusion based off of my relationship with the head producer.
Okay.
Ja Katai. Do you call it Ja Katai?
Yeah, just Ja.
Ja. I know him as other things, but Ja. And the thing is, and being 100%, I've always been like this. Like, I've always been strong in what I believe, strong in my word, strong in my influence, strong in my push of what I want for myself on the show before we ever started dating.
Gotcha.
So the sad part for me about all of those comments is Ja, and I'm gonna speak in the tense of where we were in filming and edit, all of that.
Okay.
He's a 20. How old are you?
How old am I?
Just a range.
I'm old, baby.
Okay. So
I'm not in my 20s.
Let's just say that we're our age.
Okay.
He's a 21-year-old boy man. Like, he's just now crossing over into manhood, right?
Okay.
How can he control what 5 or 6 other 25-year-olds and up?
Right.
So they try to manipulate it like, oh, he controls them, and he told us what to say, like we're being manipulated. A 21-year-old can manipulate your grown ass, who pays we will hope you pay your own bills. What to say, when to say, and all of these things. So let's get past that part before you try to like get on what I'm doing to production. Right. Because it's just not, it doesn't make sense. And it's not what's going on. Like, I'm not behind the scenes telling him I can't tell him what to do. He's a grown man. He does what he wants. And I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to producing a show. So why would I be trying to do his job? I do my job. I ask for my scenes, I schedule my scenes, I tell him where I want to film my scenes, we show up, we shoot, and that's it. It was times where when we were dating, he just wanted my opinion on how something looked, and my exact comments to him would be, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it until it airs. And that's just how I am.
Gotcha.
There's been people on the cast that I've pushed for that I don't even like. And it's so funny, like they don't understand that I was more so, I know this is a fucking business and it's fucking entertainment. I know you being off in the corner being dumb as fuck or talking about you fucking or talking about a fight that happened is way more entertaining than me sitting with somebody about my music to our demographic.
The masses, yeah.
So why
and that's the sad part.
Why would I want to pull your scene?
Right.
It's not going to help me. It's not going to help people view me. So it's so sad when they just try to pull this whole I got pulled and the favoritism thing. No, I really don't care about their scenes.
Okay.
I don't want to come up and move up based off of someone else or because of favoritism or because of how I'm slinging my dick. Like, that does not, it will never influence anything. Furthermore, we did not have sex and we did not really start dating until we were done filming. That's what people don't know. People think that, oh, this is just something that no one knew and it's all of a sudden. We've been dating since what? April?
Yeah.
And people didn't start catching on until June, July.
Gotcha. Okay. Has it been hard maintaining a comfortable life due to the exposure of the show?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm a homebody, so
okay.
I don't have to deal with what some people have to deal with when they go out like, oh my god, I know you,
right.
That kind of stuff. Yeah. Tremel got stalked in like Dollar General one time.
Okay. Come on, Tremel, getting stalked. So what is 2019 bringing for Cordae?
The project, a docu-series. I hope more reality if we can get it together. But mostly music. This whole new project is amazing.
When is the music video coming?
I want to do a music video.
I would love to see a music video with you in it.
Honestly, I saw no like visual concepts. I think I was so like overwhelmed with everything. That just was with school. I was finishing this project during exams and all of that happened at one time. I just did not have a concept. So now I'm kind of like more chill and I can go back and listen and I'll start to formulate concepts hopefully and give guys visuals because I've never done a visual.
Okay, dope. So usually at the end of my interviews, I do choose one. Choose one can be very messy. Okay. Choose one can be very daring. Like, did he really just ask that? There you get two options. You can only choose one or the other. You can't say none. You can't say neither. You can't say I plead the fifth. You can't say both. You have to choose one. Okay, are you ready to play Choose One?
Let's play.
All right, so Sherrod or December, who would you help in a fight?
Oh God, they both going down. I would help December.
Okay. Charlie or True Fine, who would you sleep with?
I would sleep with... I hate you. I would sleep with Jesus. I would sleep with Charlie.
Okay. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Period. Okay. Chasing Atlanta or G-Status? The best produced show.
G-Status.
Okay.
By far.
Chasing Atlanta or G-Status? The best cast.
I would still say G-Status.
Okay. Chicken or waffles?
Chicken.
Okay. Sex on the beach or sex in the bed?
Sex on the beach.
Come on, beach. As he looked to his left. Yes, indeed. Okay. Women or men?
Men.
Healthy life or wealthy life?
Wealthy life. We'll get healthy later.
Okay. A long blowjob or a long kiss?
A long blowjob.
All right. December or True Fine, who won the fight?
True.
Sherrod or December, who won the fight?
December.
Okay. Charlie or Akeem, who was the realest?
Hakeem.
Okay. Mom or dad?
My mom.
Aww. Single life or in a relationship?
In a relationship.
Hey! Melania or Michelle?
Michelle.
Okay, I thought you was about to say Melania. I was about to say, what the hell? Jasmine Sullivan or Fantasia, who would win in a sing-off?
Fantasia.
All right.
Jasmine
Trinity or
Sullivan.
Caleb, who was the best host?
Caleb. He kind of owned the stage.
Okay, for owning the stage. Caleb, Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
Ooh. I'm gonna give it to Cardi for creative motive, bringing something different to the table.
Okay. Offset or Quavo?
Who's Quavo?
There you go, right there. And naked or clothes?
Naked all day.
All day, naked. Is there anybody out there that you want to say something to? Now's your moment. Now's your time.
To the people.
Go ahead, whoever. It could be to Boo, it could be to family, it could be to your supporters.
To the supporters, thank you for supporting me through all of this. And definitely to everyone who had something to do with my listening part on Monday. That was like a dream people will never understand until they do it. It was a dream, even for you, for even doing this follow-up interview, because that it really shows like that even though you couldn't be there, you really wanted to in some way invest into Cordae. So that all matters.
I'm a big proponent of people doing things for the community that are positive, and just being a light. There are so many times, because I've only been in Atlanta for a year, and I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
So there are so many different age groups that approach me, and so many of them live in Atlanta. So like just recently, I was out at Bulldogs, and I got approached 3 times. And the genuine consistency is thank you for doing what you do and allowing me to see what positivity is like within the community and within the culture.
I've watched this man for years. And this is my first time seeing him in person.
Right,
Since I lived in Charlotte for years. So
appreciate it. And so it's like every time someone says stuff like that, that's what makes me realize why I did what I did and why I do what I do. Because it can be hard. It could be a little bit much. You got a lot of people expecting things from you because they think and swear that they know your entire life and existence. And then you have the people that are real, true, and just really understand you as a person and approach you as a person. So it's like, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But I think there's more good than bad with doing what we do. And as long as we present ourselves in a way that we definitely want to be presented, then we'll be fine. I want to thank you for coming by. I call this the headquarters, y'all. This is where, this is where this shit is going on.
It's studio and down. Huh?
So thank you for coming by, and I cannot wait. I want to see a music video, Cordae. Okay. I think you are visually there. I can see colors. I can see concepts. I can see it. And if you got this man behind you, that production was everything. Listen, y'all. Now, I know there's a lot of comparisons out here with all the reality shows and everything like that, but G-Status Hustle did the fucking thing, especially with that reunion. And I told this man to his face, and I'm telling you to the screen. You come say hello.
Okay.
Have a seat. Have a seat right there.
Oh, God.
So this man, tell him real quick, why did you decide to do G-Status ATL Hustle?
I wanted to create like a platform where different men could be able to experience different things and to create moments with these men. And yeah, I'm so nervous. I can't.
I see. And we got one more question. 2019, what is 2019 bringing for you?
A lot of success. I'm pushing myself. I've learned so much when it came to this project. So I definitely plan on doing bigger and better things for sure. Like, that's the goal. So yeah, I'm very thankful for 2018. You know, this has been a journey. I've learned so much and I've experienced so much, and I'm so thankful for it. But yeah, it's time to push it and do bigger and better things.
I lied. Just one more question. Is there a way that people is there a season 2 coming? And if so, how can people try out to be a part of that? Where do they have to go to learn about the process?
I don't even want to speak on that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to speak on that yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to you two. This is a beautiful little couple thing they got going on here. A little melanin popping. All right.
I took care of you. I was there. I'm family.
Switch your tone, Bayard. Or is that even your name? Are you really my cousin? Always try to figure out where that money came from. You ain't never worked. I ain't want to ask you because I ain't want to make you uncomfortable. You always at home. And you got all this money. What do you do, cousin?
This is not about me.
No, you wrong. This is about you. I blame you just like I blame that man I never met.
I'm taking you to see him now.
Oh, no, you not. I have nothing to say to him. Nothing at all.
He's dying.
So?